Mindy's wedding was perfect, surrounded by loved ones, vows and roses. Just as she was about to say "I do," the church doors burst open and a little girl bolted toward the groom. A chilling silence filled the room when she looked up and asked, "Dad, are you going to do to her what you did to Mom?" Standing at the altar, I couldn't stop smiling. My fiancé, Liam's fingers were warm and steady around mine, grounding me in the moment. His eyes locked onto mine, full of a love that felt unshakable. "You look breathtaking, my love," he whispered, making me blush. I can't believe this day is finally here. The church was alive with soft murmurs and glowing smiles from friends and family, all here to celebrate with us. Everything about the day, the perfect dress, the perfect man, and the perfect vows felt like a fairy tale. My heart swelled as I opened my mouth to speak. Just then, the heavy wooden doors at the back of the church creaked open with a loud thud that made my skin crawl. Every head turned. A little girl, no older than 8 or 9, stood in the doorway, her small frame stark against the grandeur of the room. She clutched a scruffy stuffed bunny, her pigtails messy as if she'd run a mile to get here. "There you are," she muttered under her breath. She started bolting in our direction, her sneakers squeaking on the polished floor. My stomach twisted with something I couldn't name. Something about her face and her eyes struck me. Next to me, Liam stiffened, and his grip on my hand loosened. "Oh no," he breathed, so softly I almost didn't hear it. The girl stopped a few feet from us. Her voice, though shaky, rang clear as she looked up at Liam and asked, "Dad, are you going to do to her what you did to Mom?" A collective gasp rippled through the church. I felt Liam's hand go cold in mine, his breath catching in a way that spoke volumes of unspoken terror. "Dad!" The word felt like a slap. I turned to Liam, searching his face, but he just stood there, frozen, his lips parted. "What is she talking about?" I whispered. I don't know who she is," he stammered, taking a step back. His eyes darted around the church, searching for an escape. The girl's face crumpled, her eyes welling with tears. "You're lying," she shouted, her small hands clenched into fists. "You promised you wouldn't lie again. Go away, girl." Liam's voice cracked with panic and desperation. "I don't know you. You're lying. You're my daddy," the girl yelled. Gasps rippled through the church. My chest tightened, my thoughts spiraling as I tried to make sense of what was happening. Before I could say anything, the doors creaked open again. An older woman walked in, carrying a blonde-haired toddler on her hip. Her face was lined with age and grief, and her eyes were filled with fury. Her gaze landed on Liam, ignoring everyone else, including me. "Liam, did you really think you could run from your past forever? I see you haven't changed a bit," she said coldly, each word dripping with pain and malice. Panicked, Liam blurted out, "Go away. I don't know you or what you're talking about." She ignored him and walked down the aisle with slow, deliberate steps. The toddler in her arms squirmed, grabbing at her pearl necklace, while the little girl ran to her and buried her face in the woman's skirt. "Shoo, it's okay, Ellie," she murmured, her hand stroking the girl's hair. Then she stopped in front of me, her expression softening. "My name's Marilyn, and I'm sorry to ruin your wedding," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "But you deserve to know the truth." I looked at her, then at the children, then back at Liam. My stomach churned. "What's going on?" I gasped, my voice rising. "Who are you? And these children, who are they?" "These," Marilyn said, gesturing to the little girl and the boy in her arms, "are Ellie and Sammy, Liam's children." The words hit me like a punch. I stared at her, shaking my head. "No, that can't be true. Ask him. He knows better," the lady said, her eyes fixed on Liam like a predatory hawk. "Liam, is this true?" I turned to him, hoping it wasn't. "Answer me. Why are you silent?" His head hung low, his shoulders slumped with the weight of years of secrets. Marilyn sighed, her voice filled with sadness and fury. She showed me an old wedding photo of Liam and another woman. My heart cracked, and tears streamed down my cheeks as I shakily took the picture. Nearly a decade ago, my daughter Janice fell in love with Liam. They got married, had Ellie, and for a while, everything seemed fine. But when Janice got pregnant with Sammy, things changed. Sammy was born with Down syndrome, and Liam, she paused, tears gushing from her eyes. Liam couldn't handle it. He just walked away. The little girl looked up, tears streaming down her cheeks. "He left us," she whispered. "He left us when we needed him most." The room erupted in murmurs. My knees wobbled, and I gripped the altar for support. "Liam, tell me she's lying," I pleaded. "Please, tell me this isn't true." Liam's silence was crushing. "It's not that simple," he muttered, his voice hollow. "Not that simple." Marilyn's voice cut through like a knife. "You abandoned a sick child and a grieving wife. Janice begged you for help, but you turned your back on her and the kids without a second thought." "Oh my God, this is unbelievable," I whispered, my wedding dress suddenly feeling like a suffocating weight. "How did you even find us? How did you know about today?" Marilyn's expression shifted, softening just enough to show the pain beneath her anger. "I live in the small cottage at the end of Silver Oak Street in the next town. Yesterday, my neighbor stopped by. She works for the wedding organizer you hired and showed me your engagement photos online. She thought it was sweet, a beautiful couple getting married in this church. But the moment I saw Liam's face, I was shaken. I knew Ellie needed answers. And you deserved the truth before it was too late." Ellie, still clutching Marilyn's skirt, looked up with tear-streaked cheeks. "I didn't want to ruin your wedding," she said softly, her voice trembling. "I just didn't want him to hurt you like he hurt us. And Mommy," the toddler chose that moment to reach out towards Liam, his small hand opening and closing, oblivious to the storm of emotions swirling around him. The innocent gesture felt like the most devastating part of all. "We had to tell you," Marilyn added. "Someone needed to protect you." My heart broke. I knelt in front of the girl, meeting her tearful gaze. "You didn't ruin anything, sweetheart. You saved me from a lifetime of lies." Ellie's lower lip trembled. "Really?" she whispered, a glimmer of hope breaking through her tears. I turned to Liam as I rose, my anger boiling over. "You don't deserve this family. And you sure as hell don't deserve me." "Please," Liam started, taking a step forward, but I cut him off with a look that could shatter glass. "Don't. Not a single word. I don't know why you did what you did. All I know is that it's unforgivable." I pulled the ring off my finger and set it on the altar. The diamond caught the light like a cruel reminder of everything that had been a lie. Without another word, I walked past him, past the guests still frozen in shock, and out of the church. The days that followed were some of the hardest of my life. I called off the wedding, moved out of the apartment Liam and I had decorated together, and ignored every attempt he made to contact me. Therapy became my anchor, helping me sort through the anger, betrayal, and sadness. "Some days I want to scream," I told my therapist during one session. "Other days, I just want to understand how someone could walk away from their own family." But I couldn't stop thinking about Ellie, Sammy, and Marilyn. Their story stayed with me. The pain they'd endured and Marilyn's strength in stepping up when Liam had walked away touched a part of me that believed in the power of compassion. One afternoon, I made a decision. Grabbing a bouquet of flowers and a basket of cookies, I arrived at the little cottage at the end of Silver Oak Street. "I want to help," I said when Marilyn answered the door. "If you'll let me." She was quiet for a moment, and I could hear Ellie's laughter in the background. Then Marilyn spoke, her voice soft but strong. "Come inside." "I'm not looking for revenge," I said as I made myself comfortable on the couch. "I just want to understand, and maybe, if possible, to help." The silence that followed felt like a bridge, fragile, but potentially leading somewhere healing. Over the weeks that followed, I became a part of their lives. I stayed with them on weekends, helped Ellie with her schoolwork, playing teacher, and making math problems feel like exciting puzzles. I played peekaboo with Sammy, his infectious giggles filling the room with pure joy. I even organized a fundraiser for families with special needs children, channeling my pain into something meaningful. It wasn't the life I'd imagined, but it felt right. One night, as I tucked Ellie into bed, surrounded by her stuffed animals and colorful drawings, she looked up at me with those big, hopeful eyes. "Do you hate my dad?" she asked softly. I thought about it for a moment, carefully considering my words. "No, sweetie, I don't hate him, but I'm glad I didn't marry him." Her brow furrowed, a miniature expression of concentration. "You don't hate him? But why?" "Because then I wouldn't have met you," I said with a smile, touching the tip of her nose. Ellie hugged her teddy tighter and grinned, a smile so bright it could chase away any shadows of past hurt. I'm glad too, she whispered. And at that moment, my heart felt lighter as I realized something. Out of the wreckage of my wedding day, I'd found something beautiful. A family I never expected but wouldn't trade for the world. Sometimes, the most unexpected paths lead to the most extraordinary destinations.